guys, this is Abby, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how I achieved this really simple holiday casual look. There's not much to it. It's pretty easy. I think anybody can achieve it. If you are interested in seeing how I achieved this look, go ahead and keep watching. So I already filled in my brows, so the next step is to prime the face. And the primer that I used is the Wonder Beauty Glow Ahead Primer. It's just a very liquidy, moisturizing primer that's going to give your face a subtle glow, which is kind of the look that I was going for today. So I just add a drop to the back of my hand and then just begin to blend it onto the face. Not only do I like to have a glow to the face, but I also like to fill in my pores. So then I also go ahead and prime with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. And then I just put that into my troubled areas, so on my cheeks, my nose, and just my T-zone. After priming, I like to go ahead and start on my eyes. So I start by priming, and to prime today I used the Alamar Cosmetics Longwear Sticky Pigment Base. This eyeshadow primer really works, but you really got to make sure you work fast because it does dry down quickly. And to set that eyeshadow primer, I used the Natasha Denona palette, and I just go ahead and go in with the light shade just to get an overall smooth base on my eyes. I then go in with the e.l.f. Bite Size Eyeshadow in Pumpkin Pie, and I just take that first light shade and I go ahead and buff that into my crease. And overall, I don't do this very, seamless. I do kind of keep it a little messy because I go ahead and I clean it up at the end. I then go in with the dark shimmery shade, and I use my finger to apply this. I find it applies with the most pigment if I use my finger. And I just go ahead and I apply that all over the lid. I don't worry about covering up my crease shade because I will go back in with that blending brush that I used with the shade at the beginning, and I will go ahead and redefine the crease. And to brighten up my eyes a little bit, I go in with the shimmery shade in the Natasha Denona palette, and I just lightly dab that on just to add a little bit of brightness back to the eye. Next, I take the darkest shade in the e.l.f. Bite Size Eyeshadow palette, and I just begin working that on the outer edge of the eye. Once again, I'm not too precise with this, just because I will take a makeup wipe and I will clean that up. And to do that, I just fold over. Any makeup wipe works. I fold it over and I almost draw a line in order to lift the eye and give it that really sharp effect. Next, I begin on my foundation, and for foundation, I use the NARS Radiant Creamy 24-hour, I believe it's called, foundation. I just apply dots to my face, and then I begin blending out that foundation. Right now, it looks a little crazy in the lighting, but I promise it matches my face. I end up blending it down my neck and my chest just to be sure, just to make sure everything looks good together. And to conceal today, I use the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the Hydrating Formula. And to do this, I just draw 2 lines under my eyes, and then I cut off my eyeshadow in order to give, once again, that lifted face effect. I also take that concealer down the bridge of my nose, my forehead, and then also my chin and Cupid's bow. When blending that out, I try to be very careful with that line that I drew under the eye. I don't want to blend it too much, although I do want it to blend in. I still want to keep that sharp edge. So I like to touch up with a brush just to be a little bit more precise with my application. I then go in with the Makeup Revolution Banana Baking Powder, and I set under the eyes, the chin, and the nose, and then my forehead. This is not the best translucent baking powder. I really wouldn't recommend it. I like the Fit Me though, the Maybelline Fit Me. I take that with my sponge on the flat side, and I go through and I set everything. And I like to use a sponge, and then I go in with the fluffy brush, just so that way it's a little bit more sunk into the skin and not so cakey and powdery. So I just wipe away all of the excess, and then also I go ahead and wipe away that bake that I had sitting. And to bronze, I use the Morphe Mega Glow Bronzer, and I just go ahead and place that all over my cheek, and then I will place that on my jaw and then also my forehead. In order to, kind of double this as my contour, I will go in with some translucent powder and chisel out my cheekbone. While that is baking, I will go in with my blush. I used a Ciate London brush today, or blush, and then I just went ahead and applied it to the top of my cheeks. And then also, I like to apply my blush to my nose, just to kind of give that flushed look as if I have a little bit of a suntan, but not really. The bronzer that I used was a little bit too warm, so I just pulled up a different palette that I had with more of a cool tone bronzer, and I went ahead and I just very lightly contoured my nose. Nothing crazy here. Then I use more of a compact brush in order to wipe away that bake and then blend everything in together. To set the face, I use my Smashbox setting spray and I generously spritz it all over the face and then allow that a little bit of time to dry before I go in with my lip liner. Today I used a Rimmel lip liner and I just went ahead and started to overline my lips. Then I got interrupted by my boyfriend who has COVID right now. We're actually quarantining and he thought he lost his smell.
Sorry, I think I lost my smell. No.
And I was originally just gonna do my everyday look, but then I realized I was gonna go with more of a holiday look. I have red nails, I had the flannel, and I was just feeling it. So I found this red lipstick that I had, and then I began by dabbing the lipstick, and I didn't really like the color that was coming out of it. It was more of a pinkish tone. So then I just went ahead and rubbed it in and applied it like normal. And I actually ended up really liking this lipstick. I haven't used it before, so this was my first time, and it turned out great. I loved it. Then I went back to my eyes, and I went back with that e.l.f. bite-sized eyeshadow palette and just mixed that dark shade and the blending shade that I used, and I just went ahead and just applied that under my eyelid, and I connected the top to the bottom just to make sure it all flowed together. Then for mascara, I used a Milk Makeup mascara. It isn't my favorite. I definitely prefer also to wear lashes, but I currently don't have any, so this was the route I had to take. I would recommend, for just like a little bit more of a dramatic look, definitely applying some falsies. And for my bottom mascara, I used the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. It's really great at separating the lashes and then also lengthening the lashes. And that is the completed look. I do want to mention, I totally just now realized I forgot to put on highlight. I am not sure how I managed to do that. I kind of just, I guess, got over my head. But anyways, if you like what you see, don't forget to like and subscribe. And then don't forget to leave a comment down below with what you would like to see next. Thank you.